Holy mother. I was going to say something else, but I think that I should give the opportunity for whoever is listening to this, thanks by the way, to remove yourself from a situation where children are, or people, if you don't want, people knowing that you're listening to somebody curse on a fucking podcast. But I just gotta open this with what the fuck. Like, actually, really, seriously, I was so disappointed with myself. I am so disappointed with myself in this fucking moment that I felt the immediate need, the immediate urge to record this episode. So, here we go. I became one of those people who say they're going to get on their shit, and there's air quotes here, okay? You guys can't see it obviously, but they're there. And do this and do that, y nada de absolutamente fucking nada. And I feel the need to curse because in this instance, I'm so disappointed in my lack of commitment to not necessarily the podcast or my other projects that I had in mind or had going for me, but to my fucking self, to my drive, my goals, and in some way, shape, or form, to my identity, to what I feel is true to me and what makes me feel like me, if that makes any sense. So, quick story. My statistical overview. I went into the platform where I access, my recordings of the episodes, the analytics, all the stats and all that, like the countries that people are listening in on and blah, 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 where it's being distributed, da, da, da. And so I it started with me first listening to a fucking episode. All right. And from there, I went down a rabbit hole. I then listened to the trailer and I was like, okay, this could have been a little bit better, pero, ahí vamos, ahí estamos. And that's what I went with. And that's cool. I was proud of it at the time and I was happy with it. Great. Fucking fantastic. So then I went over to the stats and the analytics and I was like, of the podcast. And I was like, oh, I was so annoyed with myself because I saw the fucking date. The date that I released the last episode, the date that I released the first, the date that I released the fucking, I can't even speak, que la lengua la tengo tan enredada de la rabia, the date I released the trailer. And, bruh, oh my God, I want to pee myself. Not literally, but then I looked at the numbers and the stats and I was like, yo, for somebody who isn't expecting much and is just like, this really started out as something therapeutic for me, something to share, something for me to sort of track my life experiences and share with people, right? Obviously there's so much more to it, but let's just say that that's what it was for at the beginning. And I had pretty decent numbers. I had pretty decent numbers for someone who wasn't expecting much of an audience, which is beautiful. And I am so grateful. And then I saw that and it really fucking sank in. Like I looked at the dates and I'm like, you fucking bitch. Like you have not put anything out since over a year ago. January 15th, 2021 was the last time I uploaded an episode. Do you know how disappointing that is? That is so disappointing. And I kept putting it off and I kept putting it off. And I did record material. I did record episodes and I did edit them. I just never uploaded them because I felt like something was missing. I got caught up in the mix of so much shit going on. So I'll break it down, but I was stuck at one point, like so stuck with so much happening. And believe me, that's not an excuse because a lot is going on with my job, for instance, all the time. And, we managed to get shit done, not because necessarily of me per se, but because of the amazing team of people I work with. Shout out to my coworkers. If you're listening, you know who you are. I don't want to say any names in case you guys don't want to be, all up in this shit, but I love you guys. And before I get off track, I'm going to reverse for a moment because there simply is no excuse. We prioritize what we want to make time for and what we find needs the most attention, and that is the fucking truth. Or part of it, at least, I think. So, about the frustration and the disappointment with myself, because I'm about to be real honest with you guys. For some reason, I decided to open up and listen to my trailer, and then that led me to opening up the platform I used to record. Then looking at those dates of when each episode was published, it just shocked me. And reality is I shouldn't have been taken as aback as I was and as I am. Because what the fuck do you expect? Like, you expect them to upload them themselves and like create content and you know, promo material and marketing and shit for its damn self? Like, hello, bitch. And 3, the last time I uploaded an episode was technically episode 2, which was my third upload, including the trailer. And it was, again, fucking January 15th, 2021. I can't, like, I have to repeat it to myself because es que no sé en qué cabeza. Like, so, guys, this was over a year ago. Like, what the fuck, really? And to be fair, you know, I've tried talking myself a little bit, you know, out of it and talk myself down from this emotion, these emotions and whatever sentiments I have right now, these feelings of like heavy ass deception of myself, because a lot was going on. For example, I returned to work from my maternity leave on the 1st of March. So like about 1.5 months following my last upload, but there is no damn excuse, really. Then I told myself I needed to focus on my health, which is not a lie. I was going to the gym 3 times a week. Shout out to Kat. Check her out on IG, you guys. She is incredible at Sculpted by Kat. She's one of the most realist, most disciplined human beings, if not the most disciplined human being I have ever met and have the pleasure of knowing, and I fucking love her. So that was one factor, definitely, and a very valid one, I would say. I just had to sort of figure out what my priorities were, what my role was in certain things, in certain spaces, in certain situations that I was finding myself at the time, what I wanted for me, what was a priority, right? So I guess for a little bit of background, I had a very, very scary and challenging few months after the birth of my daughter. Ay, why you mamacita pepe, cosita. And and every time I think of her, I have to say something like that because I just, I want to squeeze her. And it's a big part of why I felt the need to evaluate and to do something about my eating habits and, you know, how often I was moving my body. And that's not to say that those were factors or like, I guess, immediate factors as to what was going on with my body, because I don't think it was too much. Like, at least I was told it wasn't. But, you know, acute kidney failure or an overall unexpected health scare will do that to a person. And so the first thing I thought of was fix your eating, you know, eat more whole foods, eat more clean, eat healthier, eat more clean, eat cleaner, whatever. You guys know what the fuck I'm saying. Stop drinking the fucking Coke, because I love Coca-Cola, or I haven't had it in a while actually, besides earlier today for the first time in like, I don't know how long. But whatever, you guys know what the hell I'm trying to say. And, you know, being active again, that was a really big one for me. So it was frightening to think that I might not get to raise my newborn daughter or see my son into his teenage years. And, you know, I'm going to stop there with my health, because it is still a topic I get emotional over, because of the severity of my circumstance at the time and the transition of a new baby, and feeling like all the weight was on my partner, and just, you know, not being able to see my kids. It was really, really, really challenging, really hard times. Probably the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. Yeah, so la gravedad de esa situación prompted me to change habits that I didn't really take in. I had developed, you know, I guess I had just been coasting through life, and after university, the real world started happening to me, or realer world, I should say, because it's always been real, even, you know, when I had my son. So things come up, right, that require immediate and a constant attention for a period of time. But I overdid it, and I think I got comfortable with being lazy and I'll get to it later. I'll get to it later. And then more shit just started happening, and it just added on to that pile. And so the podcast got moved to the very bottom of that pile. And now I have yet again another rude ass awakening, you know? And so anyways, I have episodes that were pre-recorded, like I said earlier, that are not going to be released. And I'm just going to re-record on certain topics or touch on certain things because I feel different, you know? So I don't know, como que un clean, fresh slate es lo que siento, you know, necesario. So I'm at a different space, and although my opinions might not change as much from what I recorded previously, I just feel like if I didn't release it within the time I had planned, which was about a year ago, then I'm gonna just have to redo this shit because it just feels different. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, maybe not, but I do, and this is my podcast. So yeah, I'll decide that in the coming days. If y'all have something you've been procrastinating on, I just want to say, don't keep yourself from moving forward. Revisit your plans, revisit your goals, your fucking vision boards, your Word docs, your Google Docs, Excel sheets, planners, lo que sea, pero visit them, revisit them, and reevaluate your approach and look at the dates of what your timelines were. If you have a tracker or planning document of some sort, and execute that motherfucking shit. We ain't here to waste time, bitch. Fuck. Deep breath. Fuck. I'm like up and down with this, with my emotions right now, because talking about so much. All right. Deep breath. I think I'm gonna just leave that there. And I will ask you guys, if you're listening on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or whatever platform you're listening from, do me a solid. Like, subscribe, follow, and give it a rating, leave a comment, share with somebody in your circle that you think you would enjoy hearing and tuning into my shenanigans. And maybe even take like a screenshot. And if you guys could tag me, that would be fucking dope. I would really love that, and I would really appreciate it. And a side note, I recently came across the opportunity to provide subscriber-only episodes, and I think I'm going to give it a try. I think I am going to do 1 to 2 episodes a month for this particular group of listeners for a few reasons, and one of them being some of the episodes, you know, will be real personal and intimate conversations and topics and stories that I will be sharing. I don't know if I will be able to find other people. I'm sure I will within my reach that would also be interested in sharing their personal and intimate stories or life experiences. It's things that have happened to me or us, shit I've done, whether good or bad. And I think I would like to save that for folks who are genuinely interested in the podcast and care to share those moments with us, or with me, with the podcast, with us, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Second, I like the subscriber only feature because I have a 13-year-old son, soon to be 14, who will be going to high school this coming year. So he's heading into, you know, a STEAM program. I'm so fucking proud. Side note, guess like bragging a little bit there, but I'm more proud than anything. And he knows I have a podcast, and you know, the shit we gonna talk about may not be things I want for him to necessarily hear about me or from me for the first time through a podcast, you know. And so I want to minimize he or his high school friends even having easy open access to this type of shit and these types of conversations, because not all of them are going to be age appropriate, you know what I'm saying? So he knows his mom is there's all types of educated, you know, fucking smart mouth, fucking I love to cuss, and I'm a whatever hood ratchet ass bitch, I don't know, whatever the fuck you guys see me as and shit, but I would like to keep those boundaries for some more years. Before we come to a close, I am so curious. I really am. Am I the only one, the la única perra que se tarda to fucking get shit done? Are you a subject of procrastination? And why do you think? I really want to hear from you guys. Why do you think that sometimes we procrastinate and we know better? Like we know we want to get our goals met and achieve certain things that we have set out to do, but what is it that holds us back besides, you know, our fucking selves, which is obvious? Thanks to everyone who stuck around to listen to this long effort of me making a comeback. I don't know how well, that's going or that went, but you can totally feel free to leave a comment, whether it's good or bad. Like, I won't take offense to it, honestly. And if you made it to the end, which we have now arrived to, I love you, I appreciate you, and I will see y'all in the next episode.